Hey everybody, Ren Carothers here with your Future Stars Friday forecast on this 2-year-old Tuesday. Oh my gosh, we have so much to discuss because we've got the Keeneland September sales going on, okay? Runs through the 25th. And this sale, obviously we know the type of quality that runs through it. Just in 2019 alone, graduates put together 218 graded or group stakes wins, okay? 64 of those were either group or grade one. And now in 2020, so far, we've seen 33 grade ones won by Keeneland September sales graduates, including both the Kentucky Derby, won by Authentic, and the Kentucky Oaks, won by She Dares the Devil. So this sale, it should come as no surprise that we see horses going through that ring and lighting up the board. Already, just 2 days in, we've seen I think 14 yearlings sell for $1 million or more. So far, your sales topper went through for $2 million. Let's talk about him. That is hip number 435, consigned by Eden Sales, agent for Stone Street, bred and raised, and purchased by Eclipse Thoroughbred, LaPenta, Gainesway, and Winchell Thoroughbreds. He's a gray or roan colt, foaled February 3rd of 2019 by Tappet, out of grade one winner, Tara's Tango, who is a daughter of 1995's Breeders' Cup Juvenile Champion, Unbridled Song. So, it should come as no surprise that this colt was going to come out gray. Now, the cool thing about this pedigree, Tara's Tango, in addition to being a grade one winner herself, she's a half to another grade one winner in Visionaire, who won the King's Bishop, as well as a half sister to grade three Providencia winner Scarlet Strike, who was second in the grade one Chandelier. She's also a half to grade three Hutchinson winner, Madison's Luna, who, like this colt, is a son of Tappet. So you've got a nice, going back to talking about Scarlet Strike in there as well, and Tara's Tango. This is going to be a really nice precocious type pedigree. I actually have walking video of the colt, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this $2 million 2-year-old. Let's go ahead and share the screen. And there's no audio to go with it. So let's just go here, and we're going to go to hip 438, or 435 rather, the Tappet colt out of Tara's Tango. And so there you go. You can take a look at him. Nice big walk on the colt. Again, a son of Tappet, out of grade one winner Tara's Tango, a daughter of Unbridled Song. Again, no surprise, he was going to come out gray. Beautiful colt. I'm going to just go ahead and let him strut his stuff for you. So if you want to follow this horse, you don't know how, obviously he's not named yet, but there's still a way to keep track. You can go ahead generally on Equibase and put in Tara's Tango along with the year of birth, Tara's Tango 19. Once he starts working, those would pop up. Or you can just go ahead and keep checking back. If you don't have a program where you can actually trace horses like a lot of these people in the actual industry do, you can keep track just by going to pedigreequery.com and going to her progeny page and just checking back to see if she has another name folder. So there he is, hip 435, Tappet, Tara's Tango. $2 million, okay? So, yes, okay, I'm looking at some comments here. he looks like a very nicely rounded horse, yes. So here is the filly that is currently the top price filly. Actually, I'll get to that video in just a moment. I first do want to say that we talked about this filly at length. If you tuned into last week's Future Stars Friday forecast, I had my good friend Jason Luchon with me of Albal Family Stables, and they were really excited about this filly. She's a daughter of Into Mischief, who we just saw have Authentic win the Kentucky Derby, proving that you can get a horse to win that classic race. So again, that's her sire, Into Mischief, and then she's out of a mare named Taylor S, a stakes winner. But more notably, a half sister to Not This Time, who won the Iroquois Stakes back in 2016 and nearly won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. If he hadn't had a bad start, he might have gotten a Classic Empire in that final jump. But also a half sister to a Breeders' Cup champion in 2015's Dirt Mile winner, Liam's Map. And of course, in 2015, we saw the Breeders' Cup hosted by Keeneland. So that's pretty cool too. Now, Taylor S. herself, again, A stakes winner, grade 2 placed, and she's a daughter of multiple grade 1 winner, Medaglia de Oro. So we know the class he imparts too. I'm going to go ahead and show you the video of this filly as I go on to talk about her pedigree. I should mention what she actually sold for. She sold for a whopping $1.9 million. She was hit 438, consigned by Taylor Made Sales Agency, purchased by OXO Equine. She's born on March 29th of 2019. But I really do want to get petty geeky with this filly because she's related to a horse who's probably in a lot of people's top 10 lists of all time. So let's go ahead and share the screen here first, and we'll show her getting her strut on here. Let's see. Where is she? Here we go. Share the screen. And then we'll hit play. Okay, so there she is, very typey, as Into Mischief really stamps his progeny. So you can definitely see this. And she looks very bold too. Check out the way she walks, a fast mover, swings those hips. She really looks like a confident, let me at him type, right? But let me get to just how cool this pedigree is beyond what we can already see on the catalog page, because obviously, just by virtue of the fact that she's by Into Mischief, and then her Damsel Stakes winning half sister to Breeders' Cup champion, Dirt Mile champion Liam's Map, and half sister to Not This Time, who is just turning out to be a sensational sire. In fact, with his freshman crop, he is currently tied with 9 winners as being the top 4 winners, freshman sire. And so, it's just really exciting. The filly that really leads that first crop so far is a grade 1 winner already, and that is Princess Noor, who won the Del Mar debutante. Again, a daughter of Not This Time, a half-brother to this filly's Dam Taylor S. Now, what you don't see is, how do I even put this so I don't get it too complicated for y'all? Okay, look at it this way. If you looked at this filly's pedigree page, okay, you'll see that her second dam is grade 3 winner Miss Macy Sue, who's a daughter of Trippy. And Miss Macy Sue was fast, okay? If you look further, and this is something that people who get petty geeky like me can really appreciate, the great-grandmother here, so that would be this filly's third dam. Her great-grandmother is a daughter of Great Above. You may know Great Above best as being the sire of the ultra-talented Holy Bull, okay? But Great Above is also a son of a Hall of Famer in Tawi. Do you remember Tawi by chance, a champion sprinter? Well, check this out, because again, you don't see this beyond what you already see on the catalog page. So again, the third dam is by Great Above, who is out of Tawi. If you kept going on and looking at this filly's female family, you would see that her sixth dam is Tawi, okay? So you're getting that double dose of that. And Tawi, like I said, she was a champion sprinter, not just once, but twice, okay? So, I mean, just a really, really, accomplished horse on her own, again, in the Hall of Fame. But you also need to remember that Tawi was also a half-sister to another Hall of Famer, champion sprinter of 1967 and 68, a year in which he also picked up 3 other titles, becoming the only horse to have won 4 titles in one season, because he picked up, in addition to being champion sprinter, Horse of the Year, champion turf horse, champion handicap male, and I am talking about Dr. Fager. So yes, to make it all summed up in one quick little bite, this filly, her sixth dam is Tawi, Hall of Famer Tawi, who's a half-sister to another Hall of Famer, and Dr. Fager. So, and if you were looking at it at Not This Time, I mean, maybe this is, of significance, obviously, with the type of talent he's imparting to his get. He himself, Tawi would be his 5th dam, Okay, so just a really cool pedigree. And again, I know a lot of people look at Dr. Fager as being a top 10 horse of all time. I mean, he was so talented. He could sprint, he could route, surface versatility. So just a really, really cool pedigree. And again, I am so happy for my friends at the Albal Family Stables for, having a filly of this quality go through the ring and bring 1.6 million or $1.9 million. I mean, just that's awesome. So again, that is hip number 438, the daughter of Into Mischief out of Taylor S by Medaglia d'Oro, selling for 1.9 to OXO Equine. All right, rounding out the top three. This filly sold for $1.6 million. Hip number 319, a bay filly, foaled on April 27th of 2019, consigned by Anderson Farms agent, purchased by Shadwell. She's a daughter of the aforementioned multiple grade 1 winning Medaglia d'Oro. And out of the Tappet mare, Orchard Beach, making her a half-sister to Group 3 winner, Group 2 place, Sergei Prokofiev, who was just retired as stud at Woodsbury Manor Stud. He himself was a $1.1 million September yearling, and he sure impressed onlookers as a racehorse, scoring the Group 3 Cornwall Stakes at Newmarket. So this is kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for ability at 2 years old to, try to get that return on investment. And you get more graded precociousness in this family, with this filly's dam being a half-sister to Hollywood Juvenile Championship winner Necessary Evil. The family also includes grade 1 spinaway winner overall. And a fun fact, and this is going way back, and a lot of people will be like, well, this is kind of irrelevant because it's so far back, but I love this stuff. I'm a bit of a history buff. So the 9th dam is actually a full sister to Triple Crown champion Whirlaway, whose coronation came in 1941. Now, I do want to show you the video of her, because one of the things I think you're going to really see is, Medaglia d'Oro has this way of stamping his fillies, I feel like, in particular. So this filly really has that look that is very reminiscent of Songbird and Rachel Alexander. So if she can run like them, I mean, watch out. So let's go ahead and take a look at this filly. Again, this is hip number 319, Medaglia d'Oro out of Orchard Beach. Orchard Beach, again, a daughter of Tappet. Oh, let me make that full screen for you. Now this filly, I mean, you want to talk about an understep. Look how well she tracks up. And when we talk about tracking up, what you want to see is you want to see the back hoof take the place of where the front foot leaves off. So she tracks up beautifully. She is so well conformed, just a beautifully put together filly, strong legs, great bone. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't been up close with her. But from what I can see from the video, it looks like she has a bit of a sweet demeanor. She looks pretty happy and relaxed out there. I will say I have met Songbird and been up close and personal with her on more than one occasion, actually. And Songbird has a very sweet disposition. So again, this is hip number 319, Medaglia d'Oro out of Orchard Beach by Tappet, $1.6 million purchase by Shadwell. So looking forward to what these horses do. This is just taking a look at some possible future stars. We did have some win in your in action that points to Future Stars Friday, so we should give some love to the winners of those races. This is looking overseas. And actually, I'm going to start with Sunday's win and you're in race, which took place at the Curragh. It's the 7 furlong Group 1 Moyglare Stud. And, it's kind of fun because Danaka O'Brien, I think he's 22 years old. He's one of the sons of Aidan O'Brien. He actually got his first Group 1 win as a jockey in this very race, riding for his brother, Joseph O'Brien. And that was aboard Intricately. And this was back in 2016. And that was Joseph O'Brien's first Group 1 win as a trainer. We later saw Joseph come over here with Iridessa last year, and winning the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, he became the youngest trainer to ever win a Breeders' Cup race. So that's pretty cool. But now we'll have to see if his younger brother follows suit, because Danaka, he actually had a horse as a trainer in this race going up against his own brother, and they actually ended up running 1-2. And the horse that won, Danaka's Charge, her name is Shale, and she was ridden by Ryan Moore. I actually have the replay for you. I'm going to show you that. But she basically went out there and got the job done under Ryan Moore, beating Joseph's trainee, Pretty Gorgeous. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll take a look at that replay, and then we'll talk pedigree. Here, and now we'll share audio and find you the replay here. Go, and we'll go full screen for you.
Shared in the Moidler Silks is next as they come inside the halfway stage. Bubbles and Ice is two behind. Stable companions Teresa Mendoza and Thunder Beauty. On they come to the final 3 furlongs, and it is Mother Earth just clinging on to a very small advantage over Snowfall. Shale is getting into it. Pretty Gorgeous is also getting into it. And then Udna Data, Bubbles and Ice, Share racing towards the final furlong. And it's another clash up front between Shale and Pretty Gorgeous, stretching on from Udna Data. Thunder Beauty runs on the outside. It's Shale and Ryan Moore over on the far side. It's a reversal of the debutant and the boy there. Shale beat Pretty Gorgeous, Udna Data, Bubbles and Ice, Thunder Beauty, Anti-Bridie, and Share.
And then you heard the call right there. Yes, this was turning the tables. And it had to feel mighty rewarding, especially again with that family connection. Now let's talk about family in regard to the filly here, because she's got a heck of a pedigree. She's a daughter of Galileo. I don't think anything more need be said about that, right? Okay. So then she's out of 2012's 1,000 Guineas winner, Homecoming Queen. And Homecoming Queen is a daughter of champion 2-year-old and a Euro champion 2-year-old sire in Holy Roman Emperor. And he himself is a son of Danehill. So, I mean, that's a solid pedigree right there. But this also, the fact that she is by a son of Danehill, it makes her a 3/4 sister to a Cartier Horse of the Year in Dylan Thomas. This horse, I mean, his many wins, I couldn't list them all or the show will be too long, but they include the Irish Derby, 2 Irish championships. He won the Prix Gannet, the King George, and the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. So, I mean, already, you know, that's deep. But she's also a half sister to a top mare who was a 2-year-old, who was a top 2-year-old in Queen's Logic. And again, I'm talking about this filly's Dam being the half to Dylan Thomas and Queen's Logic. So just solid pedigree right there. We'll look forward to seeing what this filly does next. Now, Joseph O'Brien, he did score. Even though it's not an official win and you're in, it's still a relevant race because a lot of horses have used this one for a prep going into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. The Medaglia stud, of course, being a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. But Joseph O'Brien did score in the 7 furlong Group 1 Vincent O'Brien National Stakes at the Curragh with Thunder Moon. And again, it's not an official win and you're in, but it's still a very relevant race. This horse is bred by the O'Briens, actually. Their Whisper View Trading breeding operation, owned by Mrs. Regalado Gonzalez and ridden by Declan McDonough. And a horse that was actually also in this race was Lucky Vega. He ended up running 5th, but he had previously, 2 races back actually, had won the Phoenix Stakes, the Group 1 Phoenix Stakes. I don't know what his plans are going forward, but we'll have to, stay apprised of all this. Let's go ahead and take a look. I don't have, oddly enough, oh no, I do have this replay. The other replay I'm going to show you, unfortunately, it has to be done via Twitter because for whatever reason, it wasn't up on YouTube yet. But I do have the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is Thunder Moon for Joseph O'Brien. Share the audio. And then we'll hit play.
Quickening up on the outside, military style gives best. No room at all for Lucky Vega. St. Mark's Basilica down the outside. It's Master of the Seas and St. Mark's Basilica, these two. Thunder Moon is storming through over on the far side. And it's Thunder Moon who's coming racing through in the National Stakes. Quick compensation gauge. Declan McDonough, Joseph O'Brien. Wembley's up for second. Then the Mark's Basilica, Master of
My mic was muted. I was just saying, I really like that, that little show of appreciation from Declan, running his hand through the mane of Thunder Moon. This is a horse who's got a really nice pedigree too. Sire Zoffany won the Group 1 Phoenix Stakes back in 2010. The Colts Dam Small Sacrifice is a daughter of the prepotent Sadler's Wells and hails from the family of great and Group 1 winners. Trusted Partner, who won the 1,000 Irish Guineas, as well as Talking Picture, who was champion 2-year-old filly of 1973 with scores in the Spinaway and Matron Stakes. And the coolest thing about the family, in my opinion, is that it includes some other really important American mares like Claiborne's Vortai. And Vortai, not only did she produce some really talented runners, but she produced talented runners who they themselves went on to be really good broodmares, like Levy, because Levy, for example, went on to produce Hall of Famer Shuvi. Okay, so again, you have this horse with European success who hails from a very important female family, also. So it'll be interesting to see what he does going forward. Again, that was Thunder Moon, who won the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. Not an official win, and you're in, but still very important because it's been used as a prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. There was another official win in your in, however, and that was, I'm going to now go back a day to Saturday. And at Leopardstown, we had the KPMG Juvenile. And that race, we saw a horse named Cadillac get the kind of ticket you want to get, because he got his ticket punched into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, winning the Group 2 KPMG Champions Juvenile Stakes. He's trained by Jessica Harrington, who we've seen her bring horses over. So I believe we will be seeing this colt for sure. He's owned by Alpha Racing 2020 and ridden by Shane Foley. He was coming off a second place finish in the Group 2 Futurity Stakes at the Curragh. And here's the cool thing. Well, actually, you know what? Before we talk pedigree, why don't we watch the replay? This is the one that, I'm sorry, it's from Twitter, but it was the only place I could find it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Better on Twitter than not at all, right? Right. Okay, so let's go share screen.
Straight 2.5 furlongs to go in the KPMG Champions Juvenile, and it's Van Gogh attempting to stretch them here with Cadillac gone second on the outside of Snapreteria. These three have broken on from Rev Duval, 4 home, 2 next, the Knights of August and Fernando Vici, and it is Cadillac coming to the front from on the far side, Van Gogh, and inside the last half furlong it's Cadillac again showing his true colours here at Leopardstown, has won by 4-5 lengths. Van Gogh, Rev Duval, Fernando Vici next.
I have to remember to unmute myself. So there you go. That's Cadillac cruising to victory in the KPMG Champions Juvenile. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I love puns. I can't help myself. So anyway, this again, a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. The interesting thing about this colt's pedigree is he is a son of Lope de Vega. And we've seen Lope de Vega sire a Breeders' Cup champion because in 2018, it was newspaper of record winning the Breeders' Cup Phillies Turf, Juvenile Phillies Turf. So, I think that's a really neat connection right there. And this colt, again, by Lope de Vega, he's out of Seas of Wells, who's a daughter of Dan Silly. And we mentioned Dan Silly earlier, right? Because Dan Silly himself, like Holy Roman Emperor, is by Danehill. So I think that that's pretty interesting to note that we're seeing the influence of Danehill so prominently, because again, we were talking about how, which one was it now? Holy Roman Emperor. Okay, so the filly who won the Moyglare Stud Stakes, Shale, is out of a Holy Roman Emperor mare, Holy Roman Emperor, a son of Danehill. And here again, we go with this colt, Cadillac by Lope de Vega, out of a Dancilli mare, Dancilli, like Holy Roman Emperor, a son of Danehill. And you know, the female family of this colt, Cadillac, it includes Group 1 winners and high weights, Damson and Taraz. But I really do want to get back to talking about Dancilli because, you know, he himself was a top miler in Europe and a tremendous sire. And he's had Breeders' Cup success, both as a sire and as a broodmare sire as well. You know, his daughter Dank won the Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf in 2013. Queen's Trust won that same race in 2016. We saw Flintshire, a son of Dancilli, be a runner-up in the Breeders' Cup turf in 2 years, 2014 and 2016. And then as a broodmare sire, we've seen Dancilli's influence with Expert Eye out of a Dancilli mare win the Breeders' Cup Mile in 2018. And then in 2019, another horse who was out of a Dancilli mare won the Breeders' Cup Mile. Uni, beating the boys. So this horse, it's so encouraging to see his influence in a horse pointing toward the Breeders' Cup races. And, you know, the other thing that's pretty neat too is in 2017, the horse who won the Natalma Stakes, a winning year in for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf, her name, Capla Temptress, okay? She was a daughter of Lope de Vega and out of a Dancilli mare. How cool is that? And how fitting, because this coming weekend, guess what we got coming up? Not only, you know, is it winning you're in action. Actually, you know what? I can show you the lineup here. Let's see. Share the screen. Let's see here. Share screen. Trying to get it to share. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so there you go. You see what we've got coming up. We've got the Rico Woodbine Mile, which is on Saturday, September 19th. It's a win and you're in for the FanDuel Mile presented by the PDJF. But then on Sunday, as far as the Future Stars Friday win and you're ins go, we have the Natalma Stakes for the gals, a win and you're in for the Juvenile Fillies turf, and a win and you're in for the boys in the Summer Stakes for the juvenile turf. So I believe we actually saw War of Will, who will be running in the Woodbine Mile, run second in the Summer Stakes as a 2-year-old. So that is a very potent race and one that we will definitely be paying attention to. In fact, I gotta plug this because, you know, I just have to. Right here. Oh, check that out. What's up? We've got the Rico Woodbine Mile preview show coming up this Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on America's Best Racing's social media platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook channels, presented by Woodbine and Dark Horse, which is a really betting app. I'm going to be teaming up with my bud Dan Torgman and JD Fox. We're going to be talking not only about the Rico Woodbine Mile, but also the Natalma Stakes and the Summer Stakes, previewing those as well. And then on Saturday, we actually will be doing Breeders' Cup Live. You can check out on all their platforms where we'll actually be talking about that card live on air, the Rico Woodbine Mile, and that show will also be kicking off at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, but this time on Saturday. So that is your wrap up. I mean, it's pretty interesting as far as, you know, going back to talking about the Keeneland sales. Remember, they're not even close to being done. This is going to keep on rolling to the 25th, okay? And these are horses, take note of who's buying who, okay? Because this is a cool way to, you know, try to assess horses to track later on for betting purposes. For example, I can't think of the hip number right now, but Beaumacourt, you know, they really buy horses with Bob Baffert and Donato Lani, and they got a really nice, I believe, a filly recently. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to take note of that filly going forward, because they, you know, these are horses that, you know, are generally going to be precocious horses that win first out. Don't get prices on them so much, but still, I mean, it's just good to know who to look out for. And as far as these other pedigrees go, trust what the buyers are looking at, because they are looking to get a return on investment early. So keep track of the dam names. And like I said, if you don't have the programs, you can always, for free, go to pedigreequery.com rather, and put the dam's name in, look at her progeny list, and then you can see if it's been updated with, you know, whoever her foal from 2019 was, with an actual official name. And then from there, you can track them on Equibase. And sometimes you will see these horses really live up to that price tag with trainers who aren't the ones you normally would think would get them right into the winner's circle from the jump. It's just that pedigree is so good. So again, trust those price tags going forward. And, you know, that's not to say also that you will find some diamonds in the rough as well. It's just a matter of really checking out who has a precocious pedigree, where you see it consistently in the female family. But I gotta say this also, it really does wow me to look at Into Mischief in particular. Again, my friend Jason Luch, we were discussing that filly of theirs that ended up selling for $1.9 million, a daughter of Into Mischief out of Taylor S, half sister to Not This Time and Liam's Map. And, you know, what you have to assess from Into Mischief is that I think we're going to see more of his progeny win races like the Derby going forward, because he was obviously a horse who was standing for a modest price in the beginning of his stud career. And yet in that first year, he produced Golden Sense, a two-time Breeders' Cup champion, okay? So already he's improved his mares from the jump. So then he's just getting better mares. And so that's why you've seen this surge of these Into Mischiefs winning everything left and right. And it's just going to keep on going. He's just going to get better book after better book after better book. So the hype is real. So definitely, anytime you see an Into Mischief, don't count them out. Anyway, this has been your Future Stars Friday forecast on this 2-year-old Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you check me back here. Well, again, it's going to be on America's Best Racing's channel for the Woodbine Mile preview with my friends Dan Torgman and JD Fox. In the meantime, have a great week. And as far as the forecast goes, I'll check you back here next Tuesday.